don't know if I'm gonna get anybody here. This was impromptu in the mug. But after sitting in this house for 3 days by myself, I decided I wanted to talk to somebody now that I can. So, anybody who comes, I'm gonna be happy that you came. And if you don't come, well, it won't look so strange if I'm sitting here talking to myself. And I at least got this computer in front of me and it doesn't look like I'm crazy. So, we're gonna see if any of my friends want to chat. This has been one heck of an experience, and I am glad that this part of it is over. Do, 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 do. I guess I can sit here and see what the hell is going on in entertainment myself because I haven't had the luxury of having a. Let me see. I'm gonna move this. But if I move this, is that going to create another problem? Let me see. Let me see. Let me see. Yeah, because I gotta figure out what's going on in the world. I've been unplugged for days, literal days. Martin prequel drama series. Drama. Now this I gotta read, and I don't know if there's anybody gonna be here to read it with me, but I'm gonna read it any damn way. Martin prequel drama series in works from Martin Lawrence, Bob Yari, and Wonder Hill Studios. Who asked for this? I can see why this is happening. This is happening because of the success of the Bel Air series on Peacock. So let me read this article and see if it's something that we might even be interested in talking about. I don't think we will, but I'm gonna read it anyway. The Martin cast reunion was a highlight of this year's Emmy Awards, tapping into nostalgia to bring 90s sitcoms back into the pop culture conversation. Oh, exit that. Let me see. The beloved comedy is now looking for a more permanent return with Young Martin, a new hour-long drama series from Martin Lawrence and his production company, Run Tell That, in collaboration with Martin Pierce, Wonder Hill Studios. The hour-long Young Martin is a contemporary origin story centering on Martin Payne, a charismatic teenager navigating the complexities of transitioning from youth to adulthood. It reimagines the character played by Lawrence on Martin, paying homage to the original show, which aired on Fox from 1992 to 1997. So, because Bel Air did pretty decently, at least among certain audience, certain demographics, now they want to do a Martin one. Okay, I get it. I don't know who wants this though. I need to find out who the target audience is, right? Young Martin's dramatic bent resembles the route another signature 1990 sitcom, The Fresh Prince of Bel Air, starring Lawrence's Bad Boys co-lead Will Smith, took with Bel Air, executive produced by Smith. Executive producing Young Martin are Lawrence, Proctor, Robert Lawrence, and Stacey Lyles from Run Tell That, with Bob Yari, David McPherson, Rosa Peart, Greg Martin for Wonder Hill Studios. Yari and I think it's Peart or Pert, who originally launched Wonder Hill together, continue to collaborate on outstanding projects, including Young Martin after parting ways several months ago. So it's going to be set in modern day Detroit. Young Martin is going to follow Martin Payne, a teenager whose journey is characterized by ambition, humor, and a genuine compassion for those around him. The show is going to explore themes of family, friendship, and life, while the young Payne balances on the tightrope between adolescence and adulthood. Martin's quick wit and magnetic personality draw him into high stakes situations where he must confront obstacles, emotions, and ultimately find a path to success. Young Martin marks Wonder Hill Studios' inaugural TV project and is part of the company's commitment to cultural authenticity. When they say that they're committed to cultural authenticity, I wonder how that's going to translate into how this is going to play out on screen because they already said it's a drama. which is perplexing. Because at the end of the day, you would at least think that this Martin drama or this Martin series focusing on a young Martin would be a comedy. How do you make Martin serious? I don't know how it could be done. And look, I didn't really know how it could be done with Bel Air either. And pleasantly, I was pleasantly surprised that Bel Air is to me as good as it was. During its 5 season run, Martin, which Lawrence co created with John Bowman and Topper Carew, earned People's Choice and NAACP awards. The series comeback started in 2022 with a highly rated 30th anniversary reunion special on BET Plus, which featured performances by Snoop Dogg and Brian McKnight. It continued at the 75th Emmy Awards, where Martin was recognized alongside other groundbreaking TV series, including All in the Family, Cheers, The Sopranos, Ally McBeal. Yeah, I like that it's being mentioned with the greats, not just lumping it in with and black sitcoms. It's all of these sitcoms, All in the Family, Cheers, The Sopranos. Hey, Bougie, girl, we finally got some power in this thing. Finally, I thought I was gonna end up sleeping, girl, but what ended up happening was a man may work from sun to sun, but a woman's work is never done. And I had to wash some clothes and I had to do something to my hair. I had to get back human. I'm almost human now. After I get a good night's sleep tonight, I'll be human again. I'm glad you were here to join me. Glad you're here. Hey, hey, hey. Okay, so that's one thing that I missed. They're gonna have a Martin Lawrence drama series, and I don't know if it said where they're gonna have it, where it's gonna be playing, or who's gonna pick it up, and like which network is it going to be on. And I read the whole article and I don't recall seeing it. So I don't know what network is going to be on. We're going to keep our eye on young Martin, and hopefully this is not like hopefully that they could have just, if they could leave well enough alone, maybe they should, but they must have some kind of plan for it. They must think that it's going to be something that the audience who was invested in Martin is going to want to watch. I don't know. I really don't know who asked for this. I'm trying to catch back up because I've been unplugged for days. Yeah, girl, glad things are moving in the right direction now. It took a long time, and there are still some places that don't have power. Not as many as there were 2 or 3 days ago, but it's still enough where I'm still concerned about the people in this general area, because getting back to work for people, because I've been here camped out because y'all know agoraphobia don't let me leave. Fortunately, my son and his girlfriend and the children were able to go to his father's house, and they had power. But over here, yeah, I couldn't. I can't leave. So, and that's crazy, but it's not crazy to me. And yep, I suffered, but I got some things done. We got that refrigerator cleaned out. I got floors mopped, and we still got some work that needs to be done. But I got enough. I got a little bit of done. Bougie says she lived in Houston for years. I know about these storms and weeks without electricity and all that. And ain't it? It's really terrible and disheartening that not just a city this size, because I don't want to just point the finger at Houston, even though they should have, as many times as this has happened, there should be a better plan in place for people without power. But the state of Texas, I'm not letting y'all asses off the hook, because this is a big problem because of the power grid and the lack of maintenance that's done on that power grid. And people suffer. And if it ever decides to get cold, we know that it has done that here. It's gotten cold, pipes have burst. That's not because of the power grid, that's just the infrastructure. But when the pipes burst, you don't want to be without water as well. I mean, you don't want to be without power as well. So I got thoughts about Texas. I really and truly do. Houston should be doing better than this by now. They sure should. This is ridiculous. And you wonder, okay, where is the tax dollars going? Where are the tax dollars going? And I don't really want to start ranting right now, but the only reason I'm here is to talk. I don't have a itinerary. I've just been in here by myself for 4 days, and I got a lot of pent up conversation. My neighbors around here, even though the neighbors have been outstanding, neighborhood drug dealer going around delivering cups of ice and buckets of ice to people. So the neighbors have been outstanding, but many of them are Spanish only, and my Spanish is rudimentary at best. I can say a few things, but I can't, I can get a point across if there was an emergency, but I can't hold a conversation. So I'm just sitting around looking lost because everybody else has that community around them, and I'm sitting here stuck because I can't leave the house. Ooh, D23 fan event expansion. And we'll see the 2024 schedule and lineup. Y'all can pitch in. Hey, Justin, you can pitch in and talk about whatever you want. I'm trying to get Beryl off my mind. She did a number on us, and it wasn't even a big storm. A little bitty tiny category 1 hurricane shut us down for 4 days. And then when you try to move around, it's impossible. You don't know what area has power, what area didn't have power. If you don't have cash, you can't buy anything. It felt dystopian. It felt like a freaking dystopian nightmare. Uh-huh. Bougie says all those years of collecting taxes and Houston still gets flooded like it's a third world country. Yep, because the day of the hurricane, of course, if you've been to Houston, if you've driven in Houston, you know that the highways are elevated and that there are feeders. They have little slits in the elevation to let a feeder road go into. And I don't know how many other cities, major cities, are built like this because I don't drive like that in major cities. Major city traffic terrifies me. I know Chicago is not built like that, but here the highways are elevated and that water runs off onto the feeders and it becomes unmanageable. You can't get anywhere on the feeder roads. So nobody can get to you. You can't get away. You don't have power. You don't have food. Thank goodness we had water, bottles of water. I don't even trust the tap water. But yeah, this has been it's a nightmare, and they're gonna have to do better. Yeah, so I'm just trying to get caught up on what's going on in the world of entertainment. If it's anything that you all know that I don't know, because I don't know too much right now. I had to wash, I had to do laundry and stuff. I didn't have time to check in and all that. But I'm checking in now. I'm reading Deadline and I'm trying to see what's going on in the world of entertainment so that at least we're all on even accords because I've been lost for 3 days. You don't know how much you rely upon uh, technology, like the creature comforts. I have been totally beside myself, literally talking to myself in here for 3 days. So I just want to get all this conversation out so that tonight when I go to sleep, I can go to sleep and rest. And I'm sorry I look like this, but I've been hot for 4 days. So y'all lucky I'm not sitting here naked. Shoot. Bougie got a few shows. You know what? Let me get up and oh no, I can just open a document. I can open a doc. I'm gonna open a doc so that yeah, it's me. Quit playing with me. No, I didn't change the password. Amira. Oops, I didn't told my password. Nope, that ain't it. Gosh, I gotta really now remember passwords. Let me make sure that's right. Continue. So you're enjoying the conversation. I'm glad because I was like, I'm just gonna see if anybody move my phone closer to the device. Lord, excuse me for just a second. Oh, public safety message. Lord have mercy. Blue alert issued for Ronald Ronnie Palmer Jr., wanted by Harris County Sheriff's Office for involvement in the death of an officer. Suspect is a 44-year-old black male, 6 feet 4 inches tall, 250 pounds. Last seen wearing black Bel Air Academy jersey, black shorts, black cap. Anyone with information is urged to call the Harris County Sheriff's Office. So there's that public service announcement. I don't know. Now, what was that? I don't know. Uh, said the boys have been crazy. Hey, Justin, I'm sorry. The boys has been crazy, and I haven't seen the latest episode. I'll get on that tonight when I'm laying down. Um, okay. Well, I don't know why this ain't. I don't know why this is doing this. Talking about you can't. Well, let me plug this in. I don't know what that means. It won't let me get into my documents. Let me try another way. Tap yes. Yeah, I just want to tap yes. Gosh. Well, where did it go? Yeah, that's me. Hey, D. Girl, we just getting power back a little bit ago. I'm sure because I did. I put it on Facebook because people were concerned. Um, yeah, I put it on Facebook because people were concerned, but I still hadn't caught up with my friends who are not following me on Facebook and let them know that that everything's good. Not now. Let's just open up my document. Bougie, give me some of those shows you were talking about. Now, somebody asked me to start doing Black Mirror, and I'm like, of course, Black Mirror has several seasons out. I don't know if there's a new season, so if somebody let me, if it's something I'm missing, but somebody did say Black Mirror, so we're gonna put that on the list because I love Black Mirror, and I think it will be fun to talk about if I get some interest in it. So Black Mirror is one of them. Everything that Bougie got is on Netflix. Great, because I got Netflix for right now. Shucks. So what do we got? What you guys besides the Black Mirror? What's going on, Clarence? I'm so happy to talk to you guys. just to be talking out loud and not talking to myself because like I said, my hair is still wet, so it's just dripping down my back. My grandchildren, uh, first night, Ashton pretty much told everybody I'm not built for this, and they went to Quinn's father's house. So they were all safe and good, but y'all know I don't leave the house, so I was just here. They did come and check on me. Oh, girl, tell them you love me. Now, I have not watched that, but my sister even was like, you need to get on this. She was like, it's disturbing. So Tell Them You Love Me is on the list. How about we share the list as I put stuff on it? So we are talking about right now, because we ain't talking about nothing. There's no itinerary. There's nothing. But Bougie Barbie had a few things that she said that she wanted me to watch. One of them, no, I had Betty Confetti. I know all our names are so crazy, ain't they? So Betty Confetti said Black Mirror, and I guess I better make Black Mirror the same size as everything else. Um, so she said Black Mirror, and then Bougie says, "Tell them you love me." So, is there any other series that I need to be watching that need to go on the list? The list. Oh, now I made it too big. Tell them you love me. Bougie says it is disturbing. I'm glad she warned you. Yep, yep. She said it's disturbing. Another one is the Asunta case. Now that one I haven't heard of. Give me a non-spoiler preview of what I can. I was just talking about you, Betty. I was just talking about you. I was talking about you asked me Black Mirror, so I put it on my list, and we're getting other entries from people on the chat. But I was like talking about how crazy all our names are when we get on other people's chats. I love you more. I love you more. You said Maxine is a good move. Is good. Is that in the theaters at this point, or is this someplace where I can see it? It's on the list. The Bear is amazing. Really good sci-fi. I didn't know it was sci-fi. Oh, it's not sci-fi. It's not sci-fi. That's okay. I've heard of the Bear, and I've heard of the Bear because is that one of the people from the Bear is going to be in Fantastic Four, right? Am I misremembering? And the Bear is on. Tell me, because I know where the other ones are. Where's the Bear? Is that on Hulu? I think it's on Hulu. And I guess I could have just left it there. I know what Hulu is. Shoot. I know my own weird typing. Justin likes the Bear as well. Okay, thank you, Clarence. The Asunta case is this very popular, high profile true crime story that happened a while back. Just very intriguing. Now, you had me at true crime. Where is this? How about I don't want to get spoiled. I'm gonna look it up just to see if I know the case because I don't know that I know. Rosario and Alfonso report their adopted daughter Asunta as missing, but what police assume is a kidnapping quickly spirals into something sinister. I don't think I know this one. And I don't want to know no more. That's enough. Uh, Betty Confetti says Fallout is good. Fallout is on Amazon Prime. I think it's on Amazon Prime. Remind me if I'm wrong. But I could put it on the list. I don't know why I didn't want. What the hell just happened? What happened here? Oh, I know what happened. I know what happened. Why did it get so big? I know y'all think I'm crazy. There it is. Okay. Amazon, yes. Okay. Now Fallout. Yes, Evan Moss Bachrach is Thing in Fantastic Four. Now, which show is the guy that's going to be voicing Galactus? Which show is he from? I think his name is Ralph Ineson. Uh, Galactus. Fantastic Four 2025, right? Fantastic Four 2025. Ralph Ineson. What show was he from? I can't remember. With Maxine, watch the movie X first and Pearl, then Maxine. Oh, you gave me a whole list of stuff I got to watch to go to watch. Okay. Max, X, Pearl. We're going to see if that happens. You say you got one more, but you can't remember the name. You're looking for it. Okay, Bougie. Betty is she's telling Clarence that he'll love Fallout. Well, when we get to it, let's we can talk about it, and hopefully, everybody has watched it. Godzilla -1. I wanted to see that because that had been highly regarded. You see, I ain't been talking so long, and my mouth is like mush. Oh, Bougie Barbie loves your name, but Betty Confetti. So Godzilla -1 got a nice list going here. I'm gonna make this just a tad bit smaller because we're losing the list. But I do want y'all to be able to see it, but I guess you can, huh? So she wanted a name to make people smile, and yes, all you can think about is poof, yay! A bunch of confetti coming out. So nothing else, or you guys still thinking, and that's cool. Just let me know if there's anything else you think should go on the list. While I sit here and just enjoy the conversation. Just enjoy the conversation because it has been. The kids still are not back. It said it's cute. Yay! Betty been around for a long time too. I mean, I think all of you guys have been, because I can even remember Bougie Barbie. Wasn't that you that back in the R. Kelly, when we talked about R. Kelly and stuff? I think I can remember you being in the conversation back then. I've heard that Godzilla -1 is outstanding. The Acolyte, and I watched the first episode of The Acolyte, but I did not have the time to yeah, I mean, I swear, I keep doing stuff, but I think it's because I'm hitting buttons that are part of the where is it? I'm hitting buttons that are part of the what are the shortcuts? The Acolyte. I do need to watch it. I couldn't get into it in the moment that it when I was watching it because I was a little bit busy. Yep, Betty, you've been around for a while. And if you post this list in community, I'll add the name. I can't remember to that list. Okay, will do. Let's do it while I'm sitting here. I think I can do it while I'm sitting here, right? D, you say King Collectibles. Now, you're going to have to you're going to have to give me a little bit to go on about King Collectibles. That's one I haven't heard of yet. Let's see. Create a post. Yeah, you're going to have to tell me what that's about, D. What's the potential? And I'm sorry, I'm so behind on Evil. I'm behind on The Boys because last week I threw my back. So when I had a back pains like that, I can't sit in this chair like this. And I was working on Prodigy as well. So I had those two things going on. last week. And right after that, I got sick, had a stomach bug. So that was, what day was that? Sunday, Saturday, Sunday. Stomach bug in the bed. And then Monday, the hurricane. So it feels like it feels like 2 weeks of just being in a blur. Uh, add yours to the list, and we may get to them because it's a lot. Let me see. King Collectibles, King Collectibles on Netflix and Sprint. I don't even know what the hell Sprint is. What is Sprint? Oh, Sprint is the name of now. I've heard of Sprint, and I do want to cover it. But I've got a sports channel now. I haven't posted an awful lot there. I'm trying to put a few things there before I just give you guys the link. There's a couple of videos up right now. I'm behind because of all of what's been going on over here. But I got a sports channel, and it's called the Chi-Town Blitz Report because, I'm Chicago Blitz football because, football is my baby. And it's going to mostly be talking about the Bears. But there has been so many newsworthy sports moments, specifically that Reggie Jackson. I really wish I had live stream capabilities when the Jackson story came out because I would have posted it there as well. I will post that link in Discord, and I'll also post it in the community notes if you guys want to follow me on the Chi-Town Blitz Report, and that is where I'll discuss Sprint because I'm not going to do the entire Olympics because I'm not into all of the Olympics. I'm really a track and field girl and mostly track, not field. I love the long jump, the high jump. I like that stuff. But as far as talking about it, Davina knows she and I, we ran. That's all we did. I grew up with D, and we've been friends for 40 years. So when I'm talking about all we had was our little 2 feet and all we could do was run, that's all we did. We ran track together in high school. So I still have a very strong affinity for track, and I will talk track on Chi-Town Blitz Report as well. And okay, so let's hit enter, and then let's get my list. Copy, copy. Here's what we got so far. Also, okay. Post that. Justice said at first he disliked the acolyte, but the last 2 episodes changed his mind some. I don't know what Betty is about, but D, like, tell them you love me as well. My phone is ringing, and it is my daughter-in-law. Let me answer that. Give me just a second. Yeah, Chloe's mama still don't have power, and they needed me to plug in a portable charger so that she can charge up her devices. That's a shame. That is a shame. Yes, Betty, my back is a lot better. It's still not solid because taking everything that was in all the contents of that refrigerator and freezer, because I'm the only one here. That kind of fell on me, and I had to take it back and forth to that dumpster. Kills my back. Then I had to wash. Y'all know what it's like. Laying up in a house with no AC in Texas. I just sweated out like sheets after sheets after sheets. So I had to take all that stuff and wash it. So yeah, I'm hurting, but it's because work had to be done. Um, Bougie says she's taking it easy too. She was on leave all week and went back to work today and got hurt. Oh my goodness. Are you okay, Bougie? Because I understand. It don't take much. The wind can blow wrong and something can go wrong. The other channel is Chi-Town Blitz. I'll put it down here. I'm gonna put it on the bottom of the screen. I've got two other channels, but the one that's the sports channel is the Chi-Town Blitz Report. And it was supposed to be all football, but guess what? I'm not 100% sure I even want to talk about football anymore because it's going to be hard for me to follow because I don't have all those channels. But I do want to get back. I had fallen off of football and all of this because of some of the social issues that was going on. And I've got a friend who kind of shamed me and talked me into doing it. And here I am. Um, let's see. You like the Batman videos. Thank you, Justin. Now, I know that you said if you were writing like a fanfic or something of that nature, and there are a lot of ideas. Besides the racist people who was mad at me for talking about a black Batman, those people that are there too. But there are people who had different ideas, different things to think about when you're talking about a black Batman. And I really hope that if you're writing that fan fiction, that you'll look in those comments and see if it's anything that you can use to, spark your imagination. And then make sure you allow me to read that when you get it done. D says, "Girl, yes, I can't wait to see the breakdancing. Oh my gosh, they added to the Olympics. Just for shits and giggles, I might talk about breakdancing because I I'm like y'all about 30 years too late. But I understand our culture. We did our culture. We did breakdancing way back in the 80s. Yeah, 80s. Definitely 80s, right? And other people picked up on those parts of our culture and said, we're going to keep it alive, even after it got to be something that we stopped doing. So that's all good. But I do. I might, hey, in Davina, because Davina, if you guys remember, I think R. Kelly back in that time, Davina was my like guest host. I mean, not no guest host, she was my co-host on the show. And stuff and people and things, but she's working and all of that stuff, and I'm still just sitting here. So if you want to do breakdancing with me when that time comes, the invitation is anybody want to guest on the show, and you ain't gonna get on here and act any more ignorant than I do. I don't want no ignorance. Nobody can out ignorant me on my show. But if you want to come and be a co-host, I'm all for it. All you need is a computer, internet connection, a camera, and a decent microphone, semi-decent microphone, and you can be here with me. Um, I don't know what that means. I got to go. Okay. Talk to you later. See you later, Betty. Um, Davina's comment made you think of that last show on Netflix. It's called Dancing for the Devil. I saw that. This is the most insane one on the list. I'm gonna put it on the list. Dancing with the Devil. I saw it, but it can be something I watch again because I saw it and I've also listened to a lot of podcasts about it. And there's another one, and I don't know where I can find it. And if anybody knows what I'm talking about, it's a cult that was called Love Has Won, and it was run by a lady named Amy Carlson. They did a docu-series on it. It might be Max, which I don't have, but if anybody knows what I'm talking about, um, let me know because I haven't watched the docu-series. Y'all also know I got a true crime channel. True crime, mystery, paranormal, conspiracy, the shit that you just is like untouchable subjects and it never will get monetized because of the type of conversations that goes. But that's okay. That one is called Sinister Silhouettes. If you want to, I'm gonna put that down there too. Um, if you want to subscribe to that, and we can talk about that kind of stuff too over there. But I if I can find a way to see what is the one that I just said that one love is one. If I can find a way to get Max and watch that series and then cancel Max, I will. But I'll have to watch a whole lot of stuff on Max before I cancel because Love Has Won is over there. They have the Blue Beetle, Aquaman. I don't know if it's still there, but that's where I'll find those and several other movies on Max that I want to watch. Um, so Dancing for the Devil, Dancing. I put Dancing the Devil, Dancing for the Devil, and that man is a whole big old piece of crap. But I can't wait to I can't wait to discuss it, at length with you guys. Davina says Ken Golden, founder and CEO, is the founder and CEO of Golden Auctions, the leading marketplace for trading cards, collectibles, and memorabilia. It's not like, what is this called? Wait a minute, D. The collectibles was the name of it. I ain't put it on the list. I'll put it on the list. And I guess I said I was going to put Sinister Silhouettes down there if people want to support the other channels. I'll put that down there so you'll know the name. Oh, now where did that go? Oh, my computer. I don't know if it's my internet that's tripping. My internet is slow right now. I guess it's like, how you gonna try to make me do something? I just got back to work. I just clocked in. The internet is mad. Internet just clocked in, and I'm asking it to really do a lot of work. I'm glad you're okay, Bougie. Um, thank you, Justin. Make sure I want to read it. I want to take it. I'm reading the next comment. I can't talk and read at the same time. I'll say it out loud. That's how I do. It is on HBO Max. That is Love Has Won. That's wild. Now those people, that's wild. What the cult that they were in, and I still for the King collectibles. I put the wrong thing. I still can't believe those people got wrapped up in that stuff. I can believe it because any religious belief taken too far can go into cult territory. We know that even with the mainstream religions, Christianity, if you begin to not just worship Jesus, not just study the Bible, not just praise God. When you put the pastor of that organization, the church, when you put them on an almost even keel as God or Jesus or whatever deity, when you put the leader of your church up there with them, it starts to teeter into cult territory at that point. You're not just worshiping God. You're not just praising Jesus. You are actually worshiping this man or woman that is the leader of this congregation. And yeah, so uh, Dancing for the Devil is an example of that. And Love Has Won is just a huge cautionary tale about worshiping one person, and that person that you worship worships drugs and alcohol. So now who is really winning here? uh Thank you, Dee. She says she loves she enjoys Sinister Silhouettes, and I haven't done too much work over there in a while. Okay, so we got the list. Uh, the list is at 11 items now. The one that I shared on YouTube is not 11 items. I think it was only at that time it was only like 8. So we added a couple things. But if there's anything that you want to talk about, I can put maybe 3 up. We'll vote. Okay, out of these 3, which one do you want to talk about first? And then we can vote on it. I guess I can do those votes also on the community tab and also on Discord. So if you're not part of the Discord, I didn't put the link in the show notes because I didn't think I was going to be talking. I just sat down really and truly because I have been bored for 4 days, literally in here by myself. So yes. Now, as far as going back, because I was looking at what I missed in entertainment news. If there's a piece of entertainment news besides them deciding that they're going to have a young Martin series about Martin Lawrence. Remember, y'all know the Martin, the series, the old school series. They are talking about having a drama version called Young Martin. And I'm wondering if we're interested in that. Number one, because it sounds an awful lot like what they did with Bel Air. Bel Air was pretty much successful. I think it's a pretty decent series. I don't know how Martin is going to translate into a drama, but you guys let me know if that's something that you've been that you will look forward to, because I didn't want it. If we end up talking about it, it's not going to be because I'm like, ooh, I couldn't wait for this series. It's going to be because y'all want to talk about it, not because I want to talk about it. Disney has revealed the full scope of its D23 fan event for 2023. 2023? It's 2024, ain't it? Yeah, I'm sure it's 2024. The company announced at CES earlier this year that it would break new ground this year with this biennial D23 convention, streaming portions of it on Disney Plus for the first time and expanding to international markets. But the just revealed schedule gives the first substantial overview of exactly how big the August 9th, 10th, and 11th confab will be. The list of events that dropped today is easily 2 times larger than it has been in recent years. Pause. I read this. There are a lot of typos in this one little piece right here. And I mean, just what I've read so far. And does it make anybody else's skin crawl when a publication like Deadline has, let me see now, one, streaming portions of it on Disney Plus for the first time, expanding the echelon. I'm trying to see where the other two. 2, 3. So 3 typos in one really this amount of text. Just that. 3 typos. Come on now. Come on. And it makes my skin crawl. And it's not because I think I'm so smart. It's simply because if I can point out and I can see these typographical errors before, and of course I'm one of those, I am one of those, but who is the proofreader? Who's the editor? Who reads this before it goes out to us? So anywho, among the highlights at the Anaheim Convention Center are interactive floor experiences, including a new Avatar Pavilion, a Marvel TVA walkthrough experience. Now that sounds like fun. A Parks Imagineering Pavilion, a Disney Plus Pavilion, talent photo ops with casts of such shows such as Percy Jackson. I like that show as well. And Wizards Beyond Waverly Place. Haven't seen that one. A demonstration of Lucasfilm's ILM stagecraft technology, and more. The Honda Center is a new addition this year, and Disney says it'll be home to 3 nights of marquee showcases, Disney entertainment, Disney experiences, and Disney legends, allowing us to bring bigger shows with more maggots. No, we don't want maggots. We want magic. We want more magic. I lost my spot. More magic to the biggest audience of Disney fans in the world. I wonder why they don't have a Doctor Who one. Because I'm excited about Doctor Who as well. Justice said he loved Martin, but young Martin should be more like Everyone Hates Chris, but that's me. But it may work as a drama. I thought it should be more comic centric too, but we can wait until we see. I can give it the one shot review, and if it's no good, I'm not going to continue to watch it. It's a little insulting when large publications just throw us anything. Yeah, it's almost like they don't think we're going to notice. Or if you notice, you're still going to read this publication, so shut up. That's the way I feel from time to time. So Friday, August 9th, just 5 days after my grandbaby Ashton's birthday, he'll be 2. On Friday, August 9th at 7 p.m., the Disney Entertainment Showcase will offer, why does my thing keep jumping like that? A star-studded exclusive look at the movies, series, and shows fans love, and a glimpse into what to look forward to from Disney's film studios, television, and streaming services. Live stage shows on Broadway and beyond. The company promises surprise announcements and special guests, musical performances, and exclusive new content coming to the big screens, to smaller screens, to the stage. In the past, the event has included revelations from Marvel, the Star Wars universe, and James Cameron's Avatar movies. I think we might cover this. I think, yeah, you, shut up, read what we wrote, and make your own adjustments. Yes. On Saturday, Disney Experiences takes the center stage for Disney Experiences Chairman Josh Yarmo's presentation, featuring the latest on projects in development around the world for Disney parks and experiences. I'm not as interested because y'all know I ain't leaving the house, including special announcements, surprises, and performances. Finally, on Sunday at 5. Oh, Ryan Seacrest. Okay, Ryan Seacrest is going to host the induction of the 2024 class of Disney Legends. They include Colleen Atwood, Angela Bassett, Martha Blanding, James L. Brooks, James Cameron, Jamie Lee Curtis, Miley Cyrus, Steve Ditko, Harrison Ford, Mark Henn, Frank Oz, Kelly Ripa, Joe Rodi, I don't know, and John Williams. Excuse me. This year's event will feature Disney Plus's integration with some presentations streamed live, musical performances with world-class artists. I would not be shocked or surprised to see Beyonce there because she is going to voice a character in Mufasa along with her little girl, Blue Ivy. I would not be surprised if one of the musical performances would be her, and I would not be hugely, if we don't get Beyonce there, I wouldn't be surprised if they got Taylor Swift. And I know you guys like, Tasha, you're jumping the shark. Taylor Swift gave Disney the rights to her concert, to the concert movie that she had, and that had been playing on Disney Plus. So there's also those rumors where some people think that the rumors are dead. I don't know because they keep poking the bear with this Deadpool thing. I got a strong feeling that she may even show up in Deadpool and Wolverine. That's just Tasha's musings of a mad woman. August, nice. A fellow Leo, you're August 20th, and he's August 4th. And then Amira, my granddaughter, is September 30th. So she'll be one. So she'll be one September 30th, and Ashton will be two August 4th. But that's, neither here nor there. That's just some grandmama, proud grandmama talking. All Ashton do is fuss and complain because he's hung around with me for most of his life. So all Ashton does is fuss and complain. But Amira is sweet as pie. She gives you no trouble. Whatever you present her to eat, she go eat. She's not a fussy baby at all. I'm such a lucky grandmother. So yeah, we've got a schedule here that I may post somewhere. It's a lot going on that I may post somewhere because there's a lot of different stages where things are happening for D23. But you guys know I love these types of kind of conventions because they give us an idea of what we're going to look forward to. And even if I'm not here, I promise tomorrow is not promised, right? But it gives us something to look forward to and conversation to have. And I'm not going to go through this item by item, but I am looking to see if I see anything about Doctor Who on here because it is under the Disney umbrella at this point, but BBC might be like, look, don't get too comfortable with Doctor Who. We letting y'all have it for a minute. Don't get comfortable. But Doctor Who was such an outstanding series until the finale this year. And I know if you watch Doctor Who, you know what I'm talking about. I think they crapped the bed with the finale. The ticketers present a dizzying, baby, these tickets. Ticketers present a dizzying array of price points and options starting at $79 for a single day entry and $2,599 for the 3-day ultimate preferred pass with premium seating. I really wish I had it like that. I really and truly wish that I had $2,600 just laying around for when I decided that I want to do this 3-day ultimate preferred pass. I do not have it like that. And the event typically sells out. So if you do have $2,600 just laying around and you want to go to D23, you better move quickly because they're expecting to sell out. And you also have to be a D23 member to purchase these tickets. Toy Story, I see. Marvel Animations. There's a lot, but I don't see anything talking about Doctor Who. A Real Bug's Life. Bluey gonna be there. Oh, the kids would love that. Bluey and Bingo are gonna be at the Disney Pavilion. They're gonna be there all day long. Then you got the Pixar. Wow, that's a lot going on. See, y'all ain't telling me no news, so I'm gonna really cross my fingers that nothing incredible and crazy has happened, and you guys just are not telling me about it. There's a lot going on with the D23, but we'll talk about as much as we can when we get there because yeah, I know it's a heat advisory. You're preaching to the choir here. MTV's Ridiculousness names Lauren Lolo Wood as permanent host after Chanel West Coast Chanel West Coast. Is that this person's name? Chanel West Coast exit. So I don't know what that is. ESPY Awards. Um, I did not see the ESPYs, huh? Comic Con 2024. That's going to be July 25th through 28th. What's happening? July 25th is my niece's birthday. It's going to be her sweet 16. Oh, Unprisoned in December. There's an awful lot uh, happening. I'm gonna continue to look through. That's her name, Chanel West Coast. Look, I'm saying this. Quit telling me how hot it is. I know it's hot. Shut. All of these notifications are telling me how hot it is. Anywho, over on Sinister Silhouette, I have to at least root them in a kind of half-ass way because I'm not an attorney, so I don't know what we'll be looking for. But I guess we could watch the Alec Baldwin trial and kind of, as mock jurors, if you're interested in that sort of thing, see whether or not, with the evidence that we are hearing, could you or would you find him guilty or not guilty, or would you be hung? Would it be a situation where you wouldn't be able to come to a decision either way? There was another case, that Karen Reed case out of Canton, Massachusetts, that I wish we would have covered on Sinister Silhouettes. But number one, because it is a master class in what not to do when investigating a murder, or what you consider to be a murder. So if the Canton police were garbage in this case. Officer John O'Keefe was found dead outside the home of some friends, quote unquote friends, right? Because I think that if I passed away in front of Davina's house, Davina and them ain't gonna stay in the house and watch my body out in the yard. It's just not gonna happen, And he's an officer, he lost his life, and when this investigation was underway, everything that they could possibly potentially do wrong in that case went wrong, down to the way they collected evidence. And when I tell you the little red cups that we have at parties, not red, them little red cups that we drink out of at parties, that's what they collected the evidence in. And then after they put the blood and that type of evidence in the cups, then they use little grocery store bags, not evidence bags, no. Little Stop and Shop bags to hold the evidence. That's insane. It's absolutely insane. So if that sounds like fun, Bougie, then maybe me and you might be the only ones there. But maybe that's something that I can put together. And just now, from what we know about the Alec Baldwin case, do you think that he should have been, she said, case already dismissed. I don't know which case you're talking about, Karen Reed, because they took that one all the way to the hill. They wanted to put that lady in prison for intentional murder over the crazy story they concocted. So, Justin, you know the case I'm talking about. They put together a absolutely insane garbage of a case, and the defense, what they presented, seemed far more plausible than what the prosecution presented, and yet the jury was hung. And there is still controversy surrounding not just the decision, because jurors are now speaking out on this Karen Reed case saying, we all voted to acquit her, on the most serious, the most damning of charges. We voted that she was not guilty. I mean, yeah, she was not guilty of intentional homicide. She was not guilty of counts 1 and 3, whatever that was on the count sheet. The only thing that, but the prosecution was like, "Oh, hung jury, we're gonna prosecute her again." Well, how do you do that? Isn't that double jeopardy? Isn't that against everything that this country, the criminal justice system is built on? So these are things, I just, it's mind boggling. So yes, if we talk about the Alec Baldwin case, I'd like to know, everybody's thoughts. Like, what do you think, if anything, he should be charged with? So, anywho, Santa Barbara's lake fire now at 34,000 acres burned everything except for Michael Jackson's Neverland Ranch, huh? Wow. There is a lot going on in the world that I missed. Uh, a lot. And I am starving. And I don't really know how I am going to get food here today because I need to see what places, because I do have low money, and I might have to order somebody to bring me something. I don't know if this family is coming home or not. That Reed case is absolutely insane. There have been several attorneys that I follow on YouTube who are watching the case, and you know, usually you get a conglomerate of attorneys and they can say, well, I can see why this argument was made, or I can see why the prosecution is doing this. It seems like every attorney, after hearing the evidence, after seeing the presentation of the defense's case and the prosecution's case, there's almost a consensus. And yes, many of the ones that I love to watch ones who try to remain impartial all the way until all the evidence is heard. And then if they were sitting on the jury, they would say this. They're not telling you what to think. They're saying, based on the evidence that I heard, if I were on the jury, I would do this. I love attorneys who discuss a case in that manner. But sometimes a case is so egregious that you can't help but interject some emotion as you're talking about it. It's kind of like the Young Thug case. Now, Young Thug case has been going on for over a year, right? And when I tell you batshit crazy is an understatement, some of the stuff that's been happening has been batshit crazy. And if I'm a layperson, I'm not an attorney. I have no legal background. If I'm sitting here and I'm listening to what is being presented as evidence and who they are presenting as witnesses, it's making me feel like they are making a farce of our criminal justice system. And I have zero trust that, especially in Canton, Massachusetts, and in Atlanta, Georgia, I have a feeling that if they wanted to throw the book at you for anything, they'll try to fabricate a case, which makes it hard when you have a case like the stuff that was going on with former President Donald Trump. Now, there are people who sit on either side of what happened with him during the 2020 election, and did he uh, try to basically interfere with the election? There is a lot of evidence that we have seen that says yes, he did. But then you got the Atlanta prosecutor's office that is involved with so much just off books garbage that it will make it hard for anybody to find that man guilty. And it's gonna make it hard for anybody to find Young Thug guilty. Now, if Young Thug is found guilty on his RICO charges, There's so much in the record that calls for an appeal. I have never seen a prosecuting team hand the defense an appeal, and like I did in these two cases. And that's why I said now the Rust case with Alec Baldwin is just starting. I need to be on this one from the beginning, because if it's just as shitty as these other two, and there are a lot of cases that can be covered. I am going to have to blow the dust off of Citizen Silhouette so that we can talk about that. We can talk about, again, Project 2025. I know we're supposed to have started that too. And there's a lot that we can be discussing. Just to say it, with Alec, I just don't think you can truly convict him. But he didn't help himself with some of his actions and words. But to try and convict, I just don't believe he's at fault. But it is just a sad case, because at the end of the day, somebody lost their life. A young, vibrant woman is no longer with her family, no longer with her friends, and this is something that should not have happened. But I'm not 100% sure myself. I would have to hear evidence that states otherwise. But I'm not 100% sure myself that I would blame him if I am an actor. And I know I've been acting for 20, 30, 40 years, and never on a set have I been handed a weapon that has a live round in it. I'm going to trust the person handing me the weapon that there is not a live round in it. So when the script calls for me to point the weapon and pull the trigger, I'm going to do that, because never, ever, ever in all of my years as an actor has there ever been a live round in the weapon. Now, some will say, well, remember Brandon Lee? They didn't think it was a live round in that weapon either. And I don't think the round was live. I don't remember how Brandon Lee, I know it has something to do with a similar type of an accident on a movie set. So what does a person do? There shouldn't be real guns. All guns on a movie set should be prop guns. But if handed a real gun by an armorer, is who they call, the lady, the armorer on set, am I responsible for still checking to make sure that these are not live rounds? I think moving forward, actors will check. And I think moving forward, directors will say, you know what? We probably don't need a real weapon on set. We probably should use a prop weapon, and we can CGI in a real weapon, or we can CGI in the muzzle flash when they pull the trigger. We can CGI all of those things in at the end. So this is all in hindsight. Hindsight is 2020. This is moving forward. But that day on that set, I don't think and I'm sorry, I'm drawing a blank on the young lady's name who passed away, but on set, she didn't even duck or move, or because she trusted that there would not be a live round in that weapon. So how do we even get negligent homicide or anything like that out of that? I don't see how you can hold him responsible for that. The person with the most liability is the armorer. That is the person who was supposed to ensure that no live ammunition is on set. That is the person who was supposed to make sure that blanks were loaded into this weapon and then handed over to the actor. This is not me saying that Alec Baldwin might be a major piece of shit. I don't know. But on this, if I were sitting there walking in the door, he would definitely have the benefit of the doubt. And that's what you want. You want your jury to walk in and think that sitting there is an innocent man until the state proves that he's guilty. So walking in the door, I would definitely say he's innocent. And if the evidence persuaded me otherwise, then so be it, so be it. Bougie is agreeing with Justin there. Justin said, Alex's case reminds me of Brandon Lee's death and how that happened. Yep, we all been saying that same thing. You're saying what I think. Brandon's death was from a shell of the dummy round. So yeah, that was really freak. And it's a freak accident on a movie set. And it's kind of like they feel like they started this whole curse thing. That might be something I could talk about on Sinister Silhouettes. Also, the similarities between the Brandon Lee case, this Rust case, and wow, how many? This has got to be like a comedy of errors for something like that to even occur. A blank can still kill if it's close enough, right? But it still has a lot of force. And again, we shouldn't be Brandon Lee and that situation with the blank should have been that cautionary tale. It should have been, you always need to make sure that there's ample amount of space before you discharge a weapon. And I don't even care if the weapon is a Roman candle. If you can really, truly injure somebody with any projectile, we know this. But in 2021, when did that happen with the Rust thing? In 2021. So in 2021, with all of the technology that we have, you should not even need to. I could be holding a freaking banana and pointing it at you, and later on, you can superimpose a weapon in my hand to play fire at somebody. We don't. In 2021, you did not need to have that weapon. You definitely didn't need to have a real one, and you definitely didn't need to have live rounds. Should have been nowhere near that set. They use dummy rounds on those pow pew pew pow pows on set. They don't need to have that. Not when we have the technology that we have right now. Anytime I can sit and watch a series where people are all out in outer space with phaser fire and all this, we don't need real weapons on set. I understand that you want to have this air of believability, but that's what you hire the CGI artists for. That's what you hire the VFX people for. Ever look into Michael Massey after that happened with Brandon Lee? The guilt killed him. He acted a little after, but mainly gave up acting, and he was a great actor. He was haunted. It was sad. Yep. They don't need real weapons. Nope. That is making me think of that is something that we need to kind of get out there on Sinister Silhouette. That's something that I think I will talk about over there. The commonalities and the differences between the Brandon Lee situation and the Helena Hutchins. That's her name. Helena Hutchins' situation and Brandon Lee's situation. What could have been done differently? What will be done differently moving forward? Because I'm pretty damn sure nobody else wants to be in the position that Alec Baldwin is in. Alec Baldwin, like I said, might be a massive piece of shit. I just do not think that he intentionally pulled that trigger. But I have to know what the prosecution is putting forth as far as evidence of the crime. So much for YouTube giving you a notification. I just jumped on. It wasn't, I don't even know if it could. I guess it could have. But yeah, I just jumped on because I was just, hi Win Grace, by the way. I was just so, I got so much energy from, I haven't talked to anybody in days except for on the phone a little bit, but everybody has a life. And when those children are not here, I finally realized that they give me a lot of purpose, and I did a lot of cleaning and a lot of pacing and that kind of thing. I probably paced a freaking path on the living room floor, but the children give me purpose, and I really need those. I need those little people. Yeah, but they're still over. They're not with their grandpa anymore. They're with their aunt over there with Quinn and his auntie and all of them. He's with his other side of the family, and I guess that's a good thing. They get to spend time with their extended family. But gosh, Grandma missed them. Grandma misses them. Ooh, and this time now look, I know you don't even want to hear this part. The ceiling in the living room where they was quote unquote they fixed the roof, they didn't fix the roof. Now it hasn't fallen in, but you can see the wet spot. So I'm like, they didn't fix the roof. So in my room, everything still looks a-okay, but in that living room, that shit's gonna fall. So I'm gonna have to get back on their asses again about fixing stuff and fixing it right. You know, if anybody needs to be sitting on trial for some BS, it needs to be their asses. My apartment uh, complex management and maintenance. And I'm trying to see if there's any other news. And then I hear that one thing that I did see the other day is that they're talking about doing another Dexter series, right? A young Dexter. I'm like, how y'all really trying to milk this Dexter situation to the end? But they're doing another Dexter series. I think it's Young Dexter, and I don't know. I just don't know what's next. Dexter is born. Going to the hospital, watch Dexter's mama push Dexter out, and oh look at that, Dexter got two mamas, and both of them are pushing him out. I don't know what else we can do with Dexter. Not Dexter's Lab. The serial killer dude, Dexter. The serial killer that was serial killing serial killers. Dexter. Oh gosh. Crazy. Yeah, I don't know. I don't see anything else. Um, Fat Joe is going to host an interview series for Stars. I don't have Stars, and guess what? That's what I'm not getting. Now, my sister told me, "Hey, did you remember hearing about this movie that Tyler Perry is going to be doing on Prime?" And I said, "Yeah, it's called Divorced or something." And she was like, "Yeah, it's some garbage." And I was like, "Uh huh." It's because Tyler Perry, he's for a certain audience, right? He's for a certain audience. Tyler Perry seems to not trust that his audience is going to understand who the good guys are, who the bad guys are. So he does I'm gonna be the mustache twirling villain, and I'm going to, the good people are syrupy sweet, and the bad people are so horrible. It's like there are nuances. There's a gray area where a person can be a decent person all the way up until you get to this, and then they're a piece of shit, or a person can be a bad person, and look, they've done great things. I just told y'all, and I'm not saying this man is bad. Please don't quote me on that. But there's a guy who locally in this area sells drugs, poison his community. And when I see him, I could turn my nose up. But guess who was coming through here making sure everybody was good during the power outage? Guess who was coming and delivering ice to me and other people who could not leave their homes? Guess who was doing that? So is anybody all good and is anybody all bad? No. But there's always an ulterior motive, I think, for a person uh, who does something good. It's like, okay, what is your ulterior motive? Maybe his ulterior motive is you'll look the other way when I'm doing my dirt because you know that if something goes wrong, I'm about to come and look out for you. Maybe that was his ulterior motive. But the end all be all is that's a good deed that this person did who is also peddling death. Shucks. Uh, Dexter on the moon. Dexter in the multiverse. Dexter. He said, "No, I'm done with Dexter. They ruined that show. Yeah, they keep ruining it. They through ruining it. They was like, you want me to ruin it a little more? Dexter's another Dexter." Um, Wigray says, "I hate Stars because it's a channel no one has, but it was the home of the Evil Dead show, which got canceled." And let me tell you now, Stars is very popular amongst Black people because that's where they have Power and BMG and all of those kind of shows. That's where you're gonna find that stuff is over on Stars. So Stars is popular in the Black community. I don't have Stars and I won't be getting it. And if you ask me to review Power or BMG or any of those other shows like that, I'm telling you, I won't do it because it's just it perpetuates that stereotype, and I'm not going to be part of that. I'm not going to be part of that. I'm not saying that I will never talk about a movie where the Black people are the villains or whatever. Of course I will, but not that kind of movie because I talked about this young man here who he's doing all of this good stuff for people who were down and out during the storm, but you're peddling death to your neighbors. You got people coming back and forth through our complex, and all of us had our doors open. So now these hypes is what I call them. You can call them crackheads, whatever you want to call them, drug addicted people, substance abusers who sometimes get desperate, and they're walking through, and trust me, some of them are noticing who's got what and who's alone, which is why I got sis over here on the side of the bed because I slept in my room. Of course, doors closed. I had windows open. I slept in my room with my bedroom door locked because if somebody came in there and if you tried to get through that door, you're gonna get. I'm gonna be like the Rust Armorer. I'm gonna be like Alec Baldwin, and I won't feel nothing about it. But I cannot talk about those kinds of series and feel the way I do about uh, uh, what a drug dealer represents to the community. Um, Dexter at one time was great, but it just got to be too much. It's gonna give you a little more. Hey, David, glad to see you. Glad you're listening. Did I see Jonathan Majors Perseverance Award acceptance? No, I did not. Now, where did he get this award from? Okay, I did not. When did this happen? And where did he get this award? Where was this award handed to him? Now you're gonna make me look him up. Now I did hear people, a couple people. Is my internet freezing? Because this show won't let me look nothing up right now. Okay. Um, People were saying that he need to quit, and I'm like, quit what? Megan Good said, see, I missed this. Megan Good says Jonathan Majors tried to encourage her to not date him. I mean, you gonna pursue somebody but be like, don't date me. I used to say that I'm gonna break your heart, baby. I'm gonna break your heart. Oh, thank you, Bougie, because I can't. Some of this stuff is freezing. This stuff over here. I'm not working on a Project 2025 video because I have learned from Prodigy that I really hate editing videos nowadays. I really believe that, that these channels are going to be mostly live streams or recorded in a setting that looks like a live stream because I'm not doing all that editing. Call me lazy. I just don't. I don't have the patience, the hair. I don't. I was yanking my hair out, and all it was audio. I stopped trying to do video. I will do the voiceover style type things, but you're asking because you were one of the few that started the conversation before anyone. Now everyone is talking. When I first heard about it, it's been a long time ago. When I first started talking about Project 2025 and the Heritage Foundation, it's been a long time ago. However, I'm glad everybody is having these conversations. No, I'm not going to do a video, but I do want to, not line by line, because the Project 2025, the entire manifesto, yes, I'm calling it that, the entire proposal for the next conservative administration, no matter who gets in, if they're conservative, this is a proposal for their entire administration handed to them to get them through the first 180 days, whoever it is. So don't think that this is a Trump thing. This is whoever it is. Now, mind you, candidate, or if this person were to win and become the president elect, they can always opt to say, no, I'm not going to use this plan that you gave me. But the power behind the people that have put that plan together will make sure that that person will be on their way out ASAP. They're not going to waste time. They want this agenda to go through, and I think they will bury, and I'm not saying it like no assassination, please don't think that, but I think they'll bury a president or a presidential hopeful if they don't say that they will toe the line on at least some of this agenda. So, yeah. Speaking of majors, I saw an article that they have a recast King, but no one is talking about it. Okay, so I keep seeing, all I keep seeing is them talking about Jonathan Majors in her and Megan Good. So I'm gonna have to find the doggone the award so that I can watch it, because I didn't know he got an award. He got a perseverance award, and I'm still trying to figure out. I guess I could just put perseverance award, huh? Just 6 months ago, Jonathan Majors was convicted of domestic assault and harassment. And y'all know how I felt about that. I'm not saying that this man is a saint or an angel. Y'all, first and foremost, before this came out, full disclosure, y'all know how I feel about Jonathan Majors. Number one, I was just a huge fan of the talent of this young man. Number two, I had a kind of an unhealthy crush on Jonathan Majors. That doesn't mean that if he was proven to be a massive piece of crap in a court of law, that I wouldn't have been able to say, you know what? I always pick horrible guys. That's why I'm single now, because I pick bad guys, But as far as what was proven in a court of law with Jonathan Majors, to me, was a picture of a toxic relationship where two very unhealthy people for one another were together and they were doing shit to each other. Does that make it right? No. But we don't get to say, and I'm a victim. If I punch you in the eye for breakfast every day I punch you in the eye for breakfast, and then you punch my ass in the eye back, and now I'm gonna cry victim. That's not realistic. It's not realism. So I thought that man should have been acquitted of everything that that young lady said he did. Not saying, especially given the video evidence of number one, us seeing the aftermath of what happened in the car because we didn't have the benefit of a camera in the car. The aftermath of what happened in the car and watching this girl chase this man through the streets of New York. It looked like one of his crazy ass movies. If I'm chasing you, how are you harassing me? I don't get it. I don't get it. So Hollywood Unlocked gave Jonathan Majors this Perseverance Award, the annual Impact Awards. And he said, I'm imperfect. I don't know what else he said. I'm pretty sure it's gotta be something if Clarence is asking me about it. I'm almost positive that I need to look a little further into it. Um, let me see. What's been debunked? I'm missing things here. Perseverance Awards. I did not see it, but I think I need to see it, right? Speaking of majors, the recast Kang. Oh, that's what you were saying. Was debunked. The cast recast, the Kang recasting. I wouldn't be surprised if they had recasted it. Some of the little things that Marvel is doing behind the scenes, people aren't being as quiet as they once were, or they're making little missteps. For instance, the Fantastic Four stuff. Now, Fantastic Four, first and foremost, we know set in the '60s, right? And if you follow New Rock Stars, they've been saying it for a little while. It's set in the '60s in an alternate reality because that vision of New York that you saw in on the poster of Fantastic Four doesn't look like the New York skyline in our Marvel stuff that we've gotten over the years. So, alternate timeline. So, my theory is that Fantastic. Please, if I'm right, it might spoil shit, but I might not be right. Right? Right? I've been right enough though, haven't I? But this time I might not be right. So I'm gonna put a theory out there, and I hope if you don't want to hear the theory, y'all, you know what to do. But I think that this is gonna be another case where the good guys lose. So that Fantastic Four set in a whole different universe, they're gonna lose. The Fantastic Four are gonna go up against Galactus and the Silver Surfer, who is a woman instead of the y'all know his name. I can't think of it. Rand, Silver Surfer. Instead of him, then his female counterpart is the Silver Surfer in that universe, right? So I think Galactus is gonna eat that universe. That Galactus is gonna eat that timeline. And I know Galactus eats planets, but let's stay with me. We're talking timelines and alternate realities here. He's gonna eat that Earth. Somehow, Fantastic Four are gonna get away and they're gonna get here. And yay! I think that they are going to survive, or they're gonna survive, but only after they lose to Galactus. And I'm saying all of that because Lakeith Stanfield, when the young lady who was cast as Silver Surfer, he put, "Oh, I thought it was gonna be me," and he had to take that shit down. And the reason why I believe they told him to take that post down is because he is the Silver Surfer. He's gonna be the Silver Surfer in the actual Prime universe 616. He's gonna be that Silver Surfer. So the plugs, the holes have not been plugged the way they used to be plugged when we're talking Disney productions, And I would not be shocked or surprised if a Kang recasting has occurred and they're trying to keep it under wraps. Just like I believe we're going to see that new Black Panther is coming. And I think they have that person chosen already. But anywho, let me know what you think. Justice said, "Oh, I just remember we were talking about it the one stream, so just was wondering." Okay, and then that was debunked. And when Gray says, "I love him in that role," they're not about to give him that role back. hmm I kind of feel like Hollywood needs to accept Jonathan Majors back. I do too, because it needs to. Okay, there needs to be an act of redemption to regain the public trust in Jonathan Majors and anybody else who has done something. Oh Lord, they're gonna cancel me. You can't do anything. People walking on eggshells. People are people. They're human. They're gonna make mistakes. Now, how big of a mistake can you ask to be forgiven for? That is between you and God. The rest of the world does not have to forgive you. You know what I'm saying? But I do believe that it is time. Yeah, I had an unhealthy affection. And look, I even did the math. You know how they say if a person is half your age, is less than half your age plus 7, they are too young for you. And I'm like, okay, I'm 50. He 33. So half my age is 25 plus 7 is he's actually, I could date him. However, he's a little too close to the age of my son, so I couldn't do it. It wouldn't look right. But yeah, I had all that figured out in my head. Yes, it was a very unhealthy attraction, and I still think that he's a very I won't say handsome, unconventionally handsome young man, and then the talent level and the way he approaches his craft makes him that much more attractive. I've dated less attractive men for similar reasons. A person who was passionate about something and look at me telling on myself, but a person who is passionate about something and that they give their all and then some, and you can tell that that's always been sexy to me. Um, Justin said he's a great actor. I believe in second chances. Yeah, and Bougie said, you haven't missed yet. I agree. I agree with everything you're saying so far. Okay, let's do a quick check. Do you like mushrooms? Mushrooms are okay. Okay. It's a certain amount of paranoia. um, Wigray says, has anyone looked into the rumored allegations about Anthony Starr? I haven't heard them. You will have to share with me what these allegations are. Um, New ones, when Grace, the one he assaulted a person in 2022. Oh, well, I mean, like, what's the reason? He said, you know a little. Yeah. Oh, okay. Wait a minute. We're gonna get back to this. Okay. Um, I don't know the Anthony Starr stuff. So now, Anthony Starr allegations. His name, Anthony. His name is Antony, right? Anthony Starr allegations. Wow. Hit with bullying allegations, but the evidence is sparse. And I don't want to read too much because people are spoiling stuff. And I saw some about the boys, and I don't want to see it because I haven't watched the latest episode. Galactus is going to eat realities instead of planets, and they'll escape to the main universe and combine this with the Secret Wars incursions in the comics. You like that idea? That's what's going to happen, and that means we'll have another reality. We'll have a Silver Surfer, and in that reality, I believe the Silver Surfer is going to be Lakeith. And Bougie said, that would be great. I hope you're right. I kind of halfway hope I am, and then the other half of me says, "Oh, but I don't want to be right because then I will know going in." And when I think I know something, have you guys noticed this now? And it could be not just me. When you think you know something, and you start putting all your eggs in that "I know this is going to happen" basket, and then it doesn't happen, or something even remotely similar doesn't happen, then you start to feel like you were cheated. Even though I'm like, I didn't write this show, girl. Why are you mad? I be upset sometimes when it doesn't come at least close because it's like, oh, it was right there. Especially that Doctor Who. I don't even want to talk about it. Oh, the rumor is that he bullied the actress who played Maeve in The Boys, and that's why she left the show and quit acting. It's just hearsay from one guy at Amazon so far. Has she spoken out? There is allegations of bullying and also him insulting people. Also, oh, he sounds like he's a method actor like Jonathan Majors. Maybe he feels like to get into character to be the major asshole that is Homelander. I've got to be a jerk in real life to everybody. Yes, you too. Yeah, but yeah, they say the evidence is we went off the cliff with the mushroom. Yeah, those are you were talking about some different mushrooms. Oh, okay. Sorry. You mean like the Doctor Who theories that were nothing? That last episode of Doctor Who is going to be filed right next to the burn. Like they are definitely in the same file of the things that we shall never ever speak of ever again, and we will never ever ever speak of Sutek sitting on top of the TARDIS just riding throughout time for 40 years. We're not talking about that ever again. Today is the last day. Yeah, you hate all mushrooms. The ones I was talking about, you might want to steer clear of them no matter what. Even if you loved all mushrooms, stay away from the psychedelic ones. And I know I just talked about peddling death to our neighbors. Well, let me tell you, there are two mind altering substances that I really don't think are as bad as some folks have. And y'all probably can tell when you can guess the two that I don't think are as bad as we have been led to believe that they are. And I'm not going to say no more because I don't want to taint my perfect persona to you guys. Some of the proclivities that I might have in my spare time. But yeah, I guess we didn't chat here 2 hours. Y'all gave me 2 hours of y'all time and didn't even know that I was coming on. I appreciate y'all. So we got this list. I think tonight I have to catch up on Evil and the Boys, and I'll probably fall asleep after that. Now tomorrow I will probably do what was the one? Tell Them You Love Me. I'm gonna probably try to get into that tomorrow. After that, hopefully we can get things back to normal. I'm gonna cross my fingers, but I will make no promises because promises, you know, they blow in the wind because I have the best of intentions, the absolute best of intentions, and then Hurricane Burrow comes. Or I pull a muscle in my back, or some of the crazy stuff that happens. Only me, only me. Did I see the new Academy? I haven't seen anything, literally anything. Starfleet Academy. Womp, womp, womp. That's the video game. Okay, there's the TV series. New series order. That's old. Who is it? Because I'm not 100%. Star Trek Academy series cast Carice Brooks, Bella Shepherd, and George Hawkins. Let me see what they look like. Oh, this is a nice. I was about to say something mean. Yeah, I'm not gonna say what. But that was about to be horrible, Tasha. But yeah, I'm looking at them. They're a nice looking bunch here. Um, they're all cast as cadets. Previously announced they're going to join Holly Hunter and Paul Giamatti. Well, Shepard is making her return. She worked on Wolfpack, starred in Two Sides, a girl named Jo, On the Ropes, The Wilds, Orange is the New Black, and Grace and Frankie. Never seen any of them. Never seen any of them. Brooks has previously appeared in projects like The Prom, On My Block, How We Roll, My Old Ass, and the period comedy Feeling Randy. I don't know. She was also a dancer. She performed with Billie Eilish. Know who that is? Kanye West. We know who that is. And Lil Nas X. We know who that is. And then Hawkins graduated from London's Montview Academy of Theatre Arts in 2023. Appeared in Tell Me Everything, Boiling Point, Gassed Up. I'm kind of glad that these are young people who I don't know, so I can't get them typecast in my mind. I won't know anything about these kids until I actually see Starfleet Academy. Okay, in the coming months, we're going to begin production in Toronto. Yeah. Wait a minute now. Um, what was I going to say? What's going on with the Paramount Skydance? Did that merger finally finish? Skydance. Girl, I mean, I'm saying girl because I'm so used to sitting here talking to my damn self, and I call myself girl. Skydance deal in hand. Paramount lays out what happens if a rival offer emerges. So I'm gonna guess that means that it's not it's not completed. It has to go through all the legal stuff and the 45-day waiting period, etc. So in within that 45 days, we can still get upended. Is basically what you're telling me. I ain't gonna get too excited. Sony said we are not. We 14 minutes ago, this article came. Sony said we will not return to the mix during Paramount's 45-day go shop window. So Sony said, "F you, F you to Paramount," and I can't say I blame them. This shit been going on for a little while. It's been a long while now. Sony will not be one of those rival parties trying to shore up a better bid during Paramount Global's go shop period following the $8 billion offer by the David Ellison Skydance Media. This is according to sources tonight. The news formally puts the only other confirmed offer on the table to acquire Paramount. Sony and Apollo jointly made a preliminary $26 billion offer. After a solo bid by Apollo was rebuffed, then they signed a non disclosure agreement and began due diligence just after Paramount's exclusive negotiating window with Skydance ended. After a close look at the books and the given potential regulatory issues, Sony refined the offer. But foreign ownership rules in broadcasting and doubts about federal watchdogs allowing two more major Hollywood studios to merge still hung over a deal, and they do today. Paramount has 45 days through August 21st to entertain other offers and two 90-day extensions after that if there are good faith negotiations that might lead to an agreement that's better than what Skydance is offering. If Paramount opts to accept another offer, it'll pay Skydance a termination fee of $400 million. A special committee of Paramount Global's board will evaluate any new offers and the risk of a deal not making it past federal watchdogs. Sony was essentially after the Paramount studio and had plans to cut the more burdensome parts of the conglomeration. For example, auctioning off CBS, linear channels like MTV and Paramount Plus streaming service. Some industry players at the time believed Apollo was eyeing the Paramount Melrose lot as a real estate play. Industry suits, talent reps, filmmakers, and content creators around town sweated the idea of losing another major Hollywood studio after 20th Century Fox was gobbled up by Disney. The whole notion of breaking up Paramount, we hear, didn't really win the Sherry Redstone team over. Well, I'm glad they didn't want to go with that. In addition, Exhibition was worried that a combined Sony Paramount merger would mean less movies overall. This, despite some insiders telling Deadline that the plan was to keep theatrical output steady for both labels in order to compete with streaming and other studios. Calls for Sony to comment were not returned. So, Clarence is saying it's pretty much a done deal this time, he thinks. Well, if they don't, they're going to have to pay a $400 million termination fee to Skydance. And who wants to part with $400 million when you really don't have to? I know when people ask me for $400 million for canceling out on a deal, I get really upset. I don't want to pay $400 million. The hell, you act like money grows on trees around here. $400 million. Paramount Global is in exclusive talks to sell the Black Entertainment Television Network to buyers that include BET Chief Executive Officer Scott Mills and Shin Shu. Now, we know that it's been a long time that since Black Entertainment TV was owned by Black folks. So who is Scott Mills? Nope, he's white. Or is this the right one? Because there could be more than one Scott Mills also, right? Let me see. BET. Oh, he is black. Sorry, he's black. I was going to say, it's been a little while since Black Entertainment Television has been Black Entertainment Television. It's been a little while. When Gray says, I love all the rumors coming out now that Star Trek is saved because Paramount hates Alex Kurtzman. What? What? Rumors is probably the wrong word. I don't understand. Star Trek is saved because Paramount hates Alex Kurtzman. That sentence is not resonating with me. Alex Kurtzman, I mean, what? I don't get it. But that's a crazy thing that we were just talking about this, and then all of a sudden they talking just a few minutes ago. There's another update about Sony saying we're done. We're done. So now it's going to be Paramount. Oh, because Skydance hates. Their first act is to fire Alex Kurtzman. How? Why? What? I don't know. Do they hate? I mean, when I try to even make something come up, it won't even come up. Shut up. Oh, it's these people. It's those people. Okay. Those people, and we know what people they are. The anti-fan or the I don't know what to call them. Haters? Hey, look, I'm not saying that they're not gonna fire Alex Kurtzman. I don't know. But they've been tooting this same freaking horn since Discovery's first season. Because they really and truly they've never liked anything that Alex Kurtzman does, even if it's something that's pretty darn good. Because if you don't like Discovery and you can watch Prodigy and say, and I hate Prodigy, then you just are a miserable person. And I don't want to be around you. Now, shoot. Yeah, I don't see anything. I don't see anything that's much ado about nothing right now. We'll see in the upcoming weeks, months, what happens. Logic is not paramount. I mean, it's like, let me hit you in the eye real quick while you ain't looking. You see what we did there, right? Uh-huh. Look you in the eye. I'll hit you in the eye while you ain't looking. I've been hitting people in the eye a lot. I've got some violent tendencies since spending a lot of time with myself, by myself. I realize just how violent some of my thoughts are. It always goes to punching somebody in the eye. It's never just I'm gonna pluck you or I'm gonna step on your toe. I'm punching you in your eye, and that is it. It's final. But yeah, what was I gonna say? I gotta eat. I gotta find some dinner. It's been fun. I don't even know. Hopefully the restaurants have gotten their ish back together around here because somebody needs to deliver me a meal. We're gonna see who is going to be the I ain't gonna say guilty party. That's don't fight the Batman villain with eyes on his fingertips. What? Poke you in a boop. Oh, and then I'll punch you in your real eye. Yeah. Poke you in the fake ones. Punch you in the real one. I'm violent. I gotta eat. I'm a bit hangry. So I will talk to you guys after, things are coming back around. I'm so happy that you guys hung out with me. Thanks everybody for your well wishes, your thoughts, and all of that as we were going through the the vestiges of this hurricane. It was a little baby hurricane, but the power stayed out forever. And yeah, we still got the boys, and I got to catch up. We still got the boys. We still got evil, and we will vote on what we're going to talk about out off of this list. We're gonna put that to a vote. I'll put the poll in the. Thank you, Bougie. Thank you. I will put the poll. I'll put the poll. I'll put the poll on our community page on After the Snap and also in the Discord. And then I'll crunch numbers out of all 20 of you that ever vote on these things. I'll crunch the numbers and we will see what show we'll be talking about next. With all that, I don't have anything else. See you in the next one.